Oh mama, I'm in fear for my life from the Emperor's coven. Emperor Bellows put an end to my running and I don't have very long.
Now Mama, she's coming home.
Mama just hexed a man, put a glyph against his head, touched the paper, now he's hexed.
Eda would do that. Welcome back, everyone, to Owl Stretching Time. So last time on the Owl House, we got backstory. So now we finally know what King's deal is.
Or at least some of it, anyway.
Some of it, but the point is, we know now, after a full season of speculation. And, man, it is some good shit. So,
there's more to King than meets the eye.
But now, back to the main focus, which is on Eda and Lilith. Obviously, we know what's coming. I've seen the pictures circulating of who I believe is Eda and Lilith's mother. We're finally going to meet Mama Clawthorne, see what her deal is, and pretty much, I guess, find out where she's been this whole time, and also what she thinks of her daughters. If I had to guess anything, she probably favored Lilith more, just because she was, like, the suck-up and, the intellectual prodigy and whatnot, while Eda was, the troublemaker. But, I could be wrong. That's what I'm just guessing based on their dynamic. So I'm wondering, what exactly she's going to do, how she's going to react in terms of the curse. Because we never find out what her parents' reaction was to Eda being cursed. Like, did they disown her and leave her on her own? Is that why she moved to the Owl House? Were they actually helping her through her curse? Like, there's a lot of unanswered questions. But I think the most important one is, how is she going to react when Lilith tells her she's the reason Eda got cursed? Something tells me she's not going to be happy about that. But then again, we don't know what their relationship is. It could be that, she might not care or even be glad of it.
We don't even know how much of that they're actually going to even address.
Yeah, because they could just, not say any of that and just be another wacky adventure where, the mother shows up or something. But I'm hoping we get a little bit more than that. Maybe even find out, about maybe their father or other relatives, like their whole family. Because it sounds like they come from, like, a substantial family. I mean, Clawthorne, that sounds regal and important and everything, like a rich family. But maybe I'm overreaching. Alright, so let's dive into this and finally meet Mama as she comes home to the Owl House. Play.
And then it appears.
Oh god, it's Hootie in his true form!
It will tell you when the beast's energy is bubbling to the surface.
Ah, so that's where a gem came from.
Gems are quite fashionable for young witches.
The rats.
Rats
the musical.
We're rats.
Join the Healing Coven, not the Bauble Brigade.
Perhaps if we consult the Potions Coven, they may know a way to keep it at bay.
Keep it at bay? Oh no. My daughter is suffering and I want that thing out. Cut it out if you have to.
Ooh. Okay, that's a bit extreme.
Evelyn, I'm taking you to someone else. Huh?
Okay.
Oh, the door. Huh.
What? I will find a way to cure you, Evelyn, no matter what it takes.
I don't have a good feeling about this. Something tells me this is going to be like an X-Men with Angel. How his father was so hell-bent on curing his, mutantism or whatever, to the point where he took it way too far. So that thing was just laying in the middle of the dirt.
Somebody must have abandoned it or lost it.
Yeah, and it was cracked, too. Wow, she was doing a lot of alarm clocks.
Yeah.
So she screws in that tooth? Oh, damn.
Ah, there we go.
Does she just rip her clothes every morning?
We ran out of apple blood.
I've read every tome, book, notepad, and tea leaf. Nothing explains how to make a portal to the human realm. How long did you have it?
Well,
Uh-oh. Oh, damn. Huh.
that was horrible.
How have you managed all these years?
Well, it's been hard, but since we split the curse, at least the elixirs are working again. That's a
That's
relief.
good. But
Oh, yeah, sorry. Side effect of the curse.
oh, so that's why.
Yeah, don't worry. I've stashed elixirs all over the house. Just help yourself to one of these bad boys.
It's a good idea to
I
put
had no idea
glass
this
vials
is
under
what I did
couch.
to you. I am so sorry.
At least I got company now. And you got me if you need anything.
Aw. This taped to the ceiling.
Never figured out who made it or where it came from. I just kept it to myself.
Why wouldn't you tell anyone?
What? Suddenly curious about my past?
Always. Always curious.
Well, I may have been
Backstory.
using
I
to
crave
hide
it.
from someone.
Hide from who?
Probably me. Hello, little witchlet. Gwendolyn. Oh, we still on that. I'm your mother. Call me Mom. Mom? It's so good to see you again. I heard all about the petrification ceremony. Trust me, I have a lot of strong words for that bellows. Mother! No to you too, sweet Filip. Ooh, still dyeing your hair, I see. Well, it's very sleek. Now, give me a moment with Eda, dear. It's important. That's right. Today, I am about to complete a 30-year mission. Oh, no. Your mother has finally
Her arm.
succeeded. Here it comes. Today, I shall be curing your curse. No thanks. What? I said no thanks. I got my elixir system. I'm good. I got a lot to do today. So sad to see you go. Okay, bye. Moms, am I right? I haven't seen Mother in forever. And she was handing you a cure on a silver platter.
I kill to see my mom right now, and you just launch yours into the sky?
Oh, listen. She comes around every year toting a new cure for my curse. But they never work. So I am done getting my hopes up.
I know where this is heading.
Regularly?
Loose don't.
Wait, I'm loose. Eda's apprentice? I think what you're doing is so sweet. Eda can just be so Eda sometimes.
Call me Gwen, dear. I've heard some information that may assist you on your quest. Help me cure Eda's curse, and that information is yours.
Yes. Where do we start?
There's a trap.
You'll be insulting someone very special.
Oh no.
We'll be right back to the show.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Let me guess, she's one of those moms who thinks, holistic medicines can cure cancer. Oh god, I know this way too well. Ugh. This is not gonna go well.
It took many months, but I was able to gather the sacred items you requested. The copper egg from the snowy ribcage, the silver dagger from the swampy toes, and the golden chalice from the desert of palm stings.
You're a dedicated mother, aren't you?
King Arthur's looking at that and like cringing.
Is the healing ability you seek, but keep it away from the eyes of non-believers. How many will be blinded by the power it holds?
I understand.
Sure.
I am in your debt, Master Wartlop. Yeah, better get my hugging arms ready. Ah!
Yeah, good luck with all that dad stuff. Sometimes
But-
it doesn't matter
A
how
bomber berry?
dutiful you are or successful you are. Parents just won't give you the time of day.
Don't listen to her,
It's that type of
Francois.
situation.
My dad won't be like that.
Right.
Key
Your
slime
mysterious
pie.
father, who didn't even stick around to watch you hatch.
Don't do that. That's a
Misery.
dick. That's a dick thing to do.
The whole misery loves company thing.
That Warlock guy was really something. You're his pupil?
Oh, yes. But first, I had to prove that I was worthy of his secrets. So I spent the last year on a bunch of dangerous quests. And I didn't even get that many scars.
Oh jeez.
Cool. Also, dang girl, your bicep game is ridiculous.
Only on the one arm.
Science must have worked. Oh, baby.
Smells like a barn.
Time to stock up on Mama's nut juice. We start by lowering the beast's defenses with special crystals. They're supposed to be quite calming. Whoa! Huh. Knife season came early this year.
Jeez.
She's stressed.
Oh, no. The texts say those feathers mean we're driving the beast out.
Oh.
Don't worry. After today, Eda will never have to drink those nasty little things again. How do you get a
Raspberry.
attention?
So much ice cream.
Frankenfruit initiation. That's an awful lot of ice cream you guys are reading?
Sludge
You know that
chunks.
Eda gets that stuff from the night market, right? Are you my mother? Because that is an awful lot of judgment.
She getting drunk off the ice cream?
Care about me. Why should I care about him? From now on, I have no mother, and I'd say that to her face.
Sure you would.
Yeah. Isn't that taking it a bit too far?
There are teeth in there.
No.
Ew!
Go on, she's right outside. I think they're gonna heal Eda's curse or whatever. Oh, is that so? Mother paying attention to Edelin again. I mean, it's not like I care. You got a little, where?
What?
The elixirs!
Just there.
Ah.
Uh-oh.
This better be the oldest, strongest, stinkiest apple blood ever.
It's good.
I just stole these.
Looks like Team Rocket's blasting off again.
Help Mama up.
We tried freezing the curse out. We tried sweating the curse out. We even tried flying snakes for some reason. I don't think this stuff is working. Did Warlop ever say where he learned this stuff?
Yes, I'm sending it right away.
But
What did you
You've been
do?
Turns
scammed.
out the ancient tome is only the first of a series, so I'm trading in a few poultry family heirlooms to get the rest.
Let me
You've been scammed.
Only people who have scaled Wartlop's pyramid of study can touch the tome. Hey!
What is this? Jar of bees for existential dread? Aromatherapy for broken legs? Bird songs for sufferers of stuffy noses? Gwen, you're being scammed! Wartlop is a fake!
You really think I'd spend my life savings on a fake?
You want
yes.
what's best for Eda, and so do I. But I'm calling this off.
Poison like this is made by healers and potion makers who simply want money.
Are you kidding me? You just did... whatever. I'll just get more at the house.
I'm afraid that'll be a waste of your time. Huxley cleared out every bottle hours
Oh, you
ago.
dick!
Why would you do that?
Because I am a mother who will do anything for her daughter. Oh,
Except save her life.
Ain't good.
Luce and I are working to heal you.
What? This was all you? You weren't healing me. You nearly killed me.
Eda, please, try to stay calm.
Why? Why should I be calm? I have a right to be upset.
You do, but it's gonna hurt you.
Don't worry, according to this, we just have to,
After what?
buy the next volume.
Grab one of the vials, come on!
So Lilith was feeling stressed, and the light glyph didn't really work, so
Ooh.
Oh damn, she's even bigger!
that thing.
Oh shit. Oh my
Well,
god.
and I guess nobody can drum up sibling rivalry like a mother.
Of course. Makes sense now that her daughter is like has this ailment, she's gonna focus all her attention on her and neglect her other daughter who now has to work twice as hard just to get some recognition. Oh my god. I thought Amity's parents were bad, but I don't know, she's taken the cake so far. I know she's doing it because she cares, but that is like, that is the worst. That is just,
It's like, oh, when you think you know better than the healers. I get it. Sometimes the healers don't do the job you want. You know, they can only do so much. But you really have to be careful when you go outside the normal circles. You don't know who's there to just take advantage of you.
Was my little sweet glee? That means she's also
Cursed. Yes. Were you not paying any attention to her?
We have to help them.
clearly.
Will you come with me?
This must be part of the process, right?
I can see you still need a little time. All right, Albert, let's fly.
Denial runs deep.
Yeah.
What do you want to call this one? I don't know, cleansing mud? Yeah, from the healing bugs of the hips or whatever. What do you think? I think we're gonna be rich.
I'm just 3 ducks in a man costume.
Mrs. Clothorn! Eda told me she found something that made it manageable at least, but I didn't listen.
I could give you the next volume. 5% off. 10% off.
Leave. And if I ever see you in Bonesborough again, every beast in the forest will be after your head.
Damn.
Don't mess with Mama.
Nope.
Still got it.
I should close up shop.
Morton! I need every last elixir you have. Also, do you accept payment in hyper-realistic pencil portraits?
Oh, god damn it.
Shoot. I thought I was improving.
Won't you buy my fan art?
You're in there, aren't you? I should have listened to you. I know now why you pushed me away.
Mom?
I made you think your curse was something to be ashamed of. Whether we want it or not, it's a part of you. And I love every part of you.
Metaphor?
Yeah.
Aw.
Mom, I can hear you. And you. My turn to drive. Mom?
Which list?
Uh-oh. Might want to calm Lilith down.
You were always so self-sufficient. But I didn't give you the attention you deserved.
Aww.
No!
Dang, that is good elixir.
Nah.
Mom, I hurt you, but I couldn't stop myself. I couldn't do anything.
It's okay.
It's your first time
Everything's
transforming.
okay now. I'm here for you both.
Mom, I'm ready.
But,
Well, we were talking, and I've decided to go home with Mother and make up for lost time.
What?
Lily?
You lived here?
but,
It'll be nice to spend some time home and reconnect with Dad.
We'll be away for a while, but we have plenty of elixirs stocked up.
Someday my hair is gonna be big enough to do that too.
You want that?
No.
Oh, you can't!
Aw.
Christopher, I have to. But don't worry, we can be pen pals.
But I
You
can't
get-
hold a pen!
That's what I was gonna say. How is he ever
Worry
gonna
for you, I
write?
might still be wrapped up in Wartlop's lies. You're not the only human to have lived in Bonesborough.
Ooh.
Uh-huh.
There's a rare substance called Titan's blood. It is extremely powerful and sometimes causes leaks between our realms. Plants, animals, and you guys have a lot of garbage, by the way. But humans are rare. My great-grandmother told me about a human who once lived here, but one day he just vanished. Rumor has it he left something in the library, and if you could find out more about him...
Maybe I could find out how he got here.
Exactly.
Well, I'll be on the couch for the next 24 hours.
Nah.
No, wait! I call a couch!
I'll be home soon, Mom. Camp's probably ended by now. She must be so worried.
These animal documentaries make me such a mess.
Here, Mama.
Thanks.
Oh no.
You always know what to do.
Oh my. So much to process. Oy.
Oof.
Oy vey. Oh man, that brought back so many flashbacks of people I've dealt with in the past. I'm very glad though that she changed her mind. That she saw through the bullshit and, is now on the right path to actually helping her daughters. Because, if she stayed delusional, I don't know how much of that I could have taken.
Yeah, we can't have had that going on throughout the entire
Yeah, and
rest
she
of
would
the
have been
series.
another, background villain, trying to help, but not actually. So I just want to start off by saying, I do not totally diss holistic medicines. Some of them actually are helpful, like aloe is good for burns, or lavender is good for helping with stress. Stuff you put in teas to help you sleep. The stuff like that, under certain circumstances, can be good and can be helpful. But at the same time, you can't ignore, like, the scientific relevance of medicines. You can't substitute every single ailment with something holistic. Like lavender's not going to cure cancer, no matter what form you put it in. It baffles my mind that some people, like, you know, they would rather die a horrible, slow death than, you know, put something resembling medicine in their bodies. It's like, yes, medicine can have side effects, and if it's not, you know, created properly, it can be harmful. But for the most part, it's effective. It's been proven effective. And especially with a curse like Eda's, like, that potion's the only thing that's been keeping her from, like, going berserk every single day. The fact that, you know, her mom's just been ignoring that and just buying into, like, the bullshit of, like, oh, well, if I hurl giant, like, crystals at her to impale her, that'll cure her curse. Like, really? I was hesitant whether to bring this up or not, because I know it's a very touchy subject, but this definitely reminds me a lot of, like, you know, people who are, like, anti-vaxxers. You know, the fact that she just, like, totally dismisses, like, all the potion makers and healers in exchange for, like, this other, like, you know, natural medicine. Like, saying how, you know, all the others is just really harmful. Like, I can't stand those people. I really can't. Like, I'm just saying that right now, and especially because she's treating Eda's curse not so much like a curse, but like, you know, something that needs to be ripped out of her. Like, it reminds me of
something impure that, you know, is making them look bad.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I hate to say it, but it kind of, like, is a symbolism for, like, how people treat autism, you know, that it's a disease that needs to be cured, that needs to be somehow be taken away from the person, whether by, you know, lobotomy or treatments or something, and it's like, no, it's a part of who a person is.
It's not a disease, it is basically you are wired differently.
And I get it, like, the curse in this case is something that possibly can be cured, but as we've seen, Eda's managed to keep it under control. She's adapted her lifestyle to be able to handle the side effects, to be able to, you know, function as she possibly can.
I think that was also the big thing, is that Eda's mother just didn't trust her at all. Oh, you can't take care of yourself. I've got to be the one that does it. And even when Eda is saying, I've got this functional, temporary thing going on right now that's at least dealing with the problem until I can do something better about it. And her mother wasn't listening to her at all on that. And then finally, like, gets it through her head that it's like, okay, you know what, maybe I need to trust her to make decisions regarding her own life, her own curse.
And I know it's the same thing with people with, like, psych medication, too. It's like, I know not all psych medication is good for everybody. And, it, you know, obviously some people have some strong opinions. I, for instance, am not a fan of it just because I've had it before and it hasn't worked for me. But I know some people where that's essential for them to be able to function daily. And the fact that there are people who are like, oh, no, you don't need that. You just need to, like, you know, you just need to, like, work harder. You need to, like...
You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Just step aside.
Because, like, you wouldn't tell someone with diabetes, like, oh, you don't need insulin. You just have to, like, walk further every day. Like, you don't tell someone who has, like, a heart problem, oh, you don't need your heart medication. You just need to, like, eat this sort of food.
It's like, are you a medical professional? You know, have you actually studied this, or are you just looking something up on the internet? Because, yeah, if that's the case, you don't know what you're talking about. Shut up. Get out of the way.
I just want to put it out there that we feel both strongly about this for, you know, a variety of reasons, but also because, you know, we both deal with autism. I have 2 siblings that are autistic. I know you have Asperger's. We have friends that are autistic as well. So this is a close personal matter to us. And, like, the way they presented this episode, like, it's intense, but I'm glad they're doing it because it shows kids, you know, that, you know, conditions like this are not something to, you know, be taken lightly, but not something that you can also gamble with in terms of, like, how to treat them. Like I said, holistic medicines are good in certain circumstances, but you need to know the science behind how to treat them properly, how to make them manageable. you need to educate yourself on the nature of how these conditions work in order to, be able to live your life naturally every day from day to day. If somebody with this condition is telling you, I don't need this, I need this, listen to them. They're the ones who are dealing with it. Depending on how old they are, they've probably been dealing with this a majority of their life. They know by now what makes them tick, what ails their symptoms, what can help them. Listen to them. Don't just assume or listen to other people who claim they know what they're talking about but don't have to deal with it. Like I said, I'm glad that, Gwen eventually came around to it. I was wondering just how far she was gonna go. Like, I almost thought at one point she was gonna, actually go up to Eda and, stab her with the crystal herself just to prove that it worked. I'm glad they didn't go that far. But I'm glad to see that she finally acknowledges that Eda does have the strength deep down to, manage herself. Because I've been wondering for a while, because she's been dealing with this curse, since she was 16 or something?
Something like that. Definitely since she was a teenager.
Yeah, she's presumably in her 40s or something. We assume by this point she's starting to know, the ins and out of it. I know her curse had been getting stronger up before she and Lilith split it. But, it stands to reason that now that she is dealing with, half the side effects, that maybe there's a chance that they are able to treat this in a more effective manner.
It's also interesting that we actually see, unlike previous times, we actually kind of see their mind as they're, going through the curse and actually have that representation of the curse in them. I think we only kind of saw that before where, Eda was seeing the shadowy figure who cursed her before, but now we're actually seeing, her facing off against some embodiment of the curse itself.
When you think about it, it's kind of like an allegory for bipolar disorder when you think about it. Someone who is struggling to keep their mind under control, to control those impulses that makes them act out of character and possibly act harmful toward others and themselves. And the fact that she was able to get a grip on it, again, thanks to the medicines and through years of dealing with this condition, it definitely shows some hope. And it shows, just how far Eda's come since she had the curse. And I feel bad for Lilith too. Because it makes sense now why she's such a perfectionist, why she goes so far in everything she does and wants the whole, esteem and praise and stuff. It's because her mother didn't give her any of that. We don't know if that was the case before Eda got cursed or not, but I can only make the assumption that maybe it was.
Probably, given that, that's probably the reason why Lilith cursed her in the first place. Maybe not the reason, but definitely a strong part of it.
Because even though, Lilith was a prodigy and everything, and Eda had to work twice as hard to catch up with her, I guess because she was at a disadvantage, that's why the mother doted on her more and didn't give Lilith the praise that she so rightfully deserved for her own innate abilities. And probably when it got to the point where it was a choice between the two of them for the Emperor's Coven, she was so insecure because of how her mother treated her that she really felt she had no choice but to do something sneaky to get the upper hand. Interesting, her bird monster was bigger than Eda. I'm guessing because she had never dealt with it before, so she had even less control over it than Eda did.
Could be.
It was kind of messed up of her, though, to kind of, taint King's, hopes for reconnecting with his father. It's saying, oh, your dad probably abandoned you, and he doesn't want to see you, and yada, yada, yada. And I get she was depressed at that point, because, parents do that. They have a tendency to bring out the worst in you.
Like they say, misery loves company. Yeah. It's when you're in that state, you kind of want to just drag anybody else who's the least bit happy down to your level. Right?
I'm glad, though, that King didn't listen to her in the end, because he still has that hope that, he can find his dad and that it will be a happy reunion when he sees him. Because nothing that we've seen so far it would indicate otherwise, because if anything, it sounded like his dad was dragged away from him and he did what he could to protect his son, before he was born. So I don't imagine they'd go that route. It's not like Adventure Time where Finn finds his dad and his dad's the worst.
Yeah, we have very mixed feelings on Finn's father, but everybody does. That's a whole different story.
But now there's two other points of intrigue that have been brought up. One is Gwen telling Luce how there used to be a human that once lived on the Boiling Isles. And I'm wondering, if that's the same human that brought the box that turns into the door into that world. Because they're saying, like, how, they live there and he just up and disappeared. I'm trying to think of, like, the possibilities. Because obviously we know interdimensional travel's a thing. She even mentioned that, the Titan's blood creates these interdimensional rifts, which allows, plants, animals, and whatnot to leak into each other's worlds. I mean, the whole thing about the giraffes. By the way, I just wanted to say the whole, when Eda's mom was like, you humans throw out a lot of garbage. Suddenly I'm thinking back to the Simpsons Halloween special where they throw that note through the portal. It's like, quit throwing your garbage in our universe. Somebody please make like an edit of that.
I'm saying right now, I'm leaning strongly toward it being Belos. Honestly, when you think about it, I mean, I could wind up being wrong. And I'm not gonna be like, this is not the hill I'm gonna die on, but I'm definitely climbing that hill.
I can see it being either Belos or maybe the Golden Knight.
I feel more like it's gonna be Belos. I mean, right now we don't know too much about the Golden Knight, so I could be very wrong. But again, I'm also theorizing that could be Belos' son. I'm theorizing basically, Belos kind of had this sort of Lord Voldemort sort of thing go on. He found his way into the alternate world, into the Boiling Isles, in order to, he kind of probably studied magic in the way that Luce did. He's using the palismans, power himself to stay alive.
Right.
And he might have possibly lost his humanity in the process.
I can see that happening.
Yeah. Given how he's, going so hard into getting back to the human realm.
Yeah.
Or getting to the human realm.
That makes sense.
And he knows about the key. He knows about the door. Like I said, I'm just very much theorizing right now, and I could be completely wrong. But that's where I'm standing right now.
The pieces of evidence we've seen so far really do support that. A guy that just shows up out of nowhere, encounters witches that once used glyphs and other wild forms of magic, and suddenly he's like refining all that in his own image, and now his main mission is to go to the human world. Like, there's got to be a reason behind that. I mean, it could be he just wants to conquer things, but given everything he's known so far, everything he's shown, it's really does stand to reason that he is a human that probably was trapped there, who immersed himself in magic and is now doing whatever it takes to find his way back, probably with the intention to conquer or at least spread his influence or whatever to other realms. So yeah, I can definitely see that being a thing.
And also, I'd say Eda's a huge threat to him in that regard, too.
Yeah, given how she, basically travels more for the shits and giggles of it, as well as for, profit. Because it makes sense now why he was, so hell-bent on going after her. Because I know, the whole thing was that, she's all into chaotic magic and not joining a coven and following the norm and stuff. But then we find out that, he really wanted her travel case. That definitely makes a lot more sense as to why he was targeting her specifically.
Or I'll say, if he's not actually the human, he might have some connection to the human.
That moves on to the last point of speculation, the other Luce. Because we already knew that somebody in the human world was impersonating Luce, given those letters that were sent to her mother during camp. But now she's actually physically there in Luce's house with her mom. And yeah, we don't see her face, so we don't know if she looks like the actual Luce or not. I assume so. She's able to fool her mother. But the question is, who is that? How are they able to, go back and forth between worlds? And what is their whole objective in terms of impersonating Luce? There's two possible reasons why. One is they're trying to maybe gather intel on Luce by infiltrating her life in the human world, maybe finding out if her mother knows anything. The other point, and it's very unlikely, but I'm just wondering, is that they need Luce to stay in the Boiling Isles for, like, a specific purpose. So to prevent any of her, like, suspicions or any incentive to go back to the human world, they are impersonating her so that way she keeps up her daily, everyday life or whatever. I mean, like I said, it's very unlikely, because, like, why would somebody cover for Luce, who had, like, almost abandoned her life at that point, albeit not fully intentionally?
Nah. Because she had every intention of coming back.
Right.
Yeah.
But she still went in through the door willy-nilly, and she, had the opportunity many times to return, and she didn't. I mean, not, for long periods of time anyway. Because, like, I'm wondering if she's, like, if it's, like, a monster, like a shadowy figure, like a shapeshifter or something. And I'm trying to think of any other character or creature we've encountered that, would fit that description. Because I'm sort of thinking of, what was that thing, the basilisk? Remember that thing that went to the school and tried to eat everybody? Because that thing was a shapeshifter.
Yes.
So I'm wondering if that might be also a basilisk that's impersonating Luce.
Could be.
In which case, I fear for her mother greatly. Any other thoughts to add on this?
I don't know. I mean, like we said, there's so much to unpack with this episode.
Yeah.
And everything that we have to look forward to.
I mean, there's also the fact that Lilith has now moved out of the owl house.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
Because, like, they essentially, like, are taking her out of the show now, when you think about it. Because now she's living back with their parents. And, I mean, it's good, though, because, really she and her mother need to mend that rift between them. They need to make up for lost time. But at the same time, they're still working together on figuring out this curse and, their situation and everything. I'm wondering how they're supposed to do that if, like, they're living separately.
I mean, given now that, they've kind of mended things between Eda and her mother, it's like, even though Lilith is, moving away, it's not, out of the picture permanently. It's more, to get her to not be regularly appearing on the show. More like how she, was in season 1.
True. I mean, I know ultimately Lilith isn't part of the core cast. I mean, it's Eda, Luce, and King, and Hootie.
But it is so sad with Hootie.
He finally made a friend, and she moves away.
And he can't write.
I mean, he could theoretically stick a pen in his mouth and try to, but...
That, or he could have, somebody dictate.
Yeah, Luce could write for him.
Yeah.
But that's still sad, though. It's like, I like their friendship, and it was nice that, they each had that constant companion to each other, and now they don't have that anymore. I'm sure they'll both manage. I assume Lilith's still gonna visit on the reg.
Yes. I imagine she'll probably, be studying, A with her, glyph magic, and, obviously... That's going to come into play more as they're figuring out new spells.
Right. One thing I was wondering, though, is was Eda's parents ever, like, targeted by the Emperor? Because obviously her mother does not have a high opinion of the Emperor. She said she absolutely disdains him for, like, putting them through that whole ceremony.
Through the petrification.
Yeah, the petrification thing. So we know at least they're on their side in that regard. But I'm just wondering if, because the Emperor was so hell-bent on finding Eda, if she ever tried to, like, keep tabs on the parents or whomever.
They do mention their father.
Yeah, I've been wondering about that too. I'm like, is the father alive? Is he in the picture? And obviously he is, I guess, just not as much as the mother is. He probably just, like, is like Amity's parents and that the dad just tolerates the mom's antics because it's just easier than going against her.
Who knows? I mean, we don't really know much about their family life other than what we just learned today.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll probably see more later down the line. Yeah. Like I said, I imagine the family is from a distinguished line, so they might have more influence than we realize. Yeah. And obviously they're rich, otherwise the mother wouldn't have spent all that money on those medicines or whatever. So yeah, one last thing, like I said, apologies to anybody who, well, maybe not so much apologies to what we've been saying so far in regards to, scientific medicine versus holistic medicine, but as we said, this is a very personal matter to the both of us, And our opinion stands as such. We support both, but we support scientific medicine more. And we definitely advocate on behalf of autism awareness and helping people with disabilities, promoting medicines as well as free healthcare and everything. And if that makes us, Helens, so be it. Mm-hmm. Like we said, these are matters that affect people we care about. It affects us, and we stand behind them. So I don't care. Have at it in the comments if you want to yell at us for such. But those are our opinions. Nothing you guys say is going to change that. Mm-hmm. So
I'm just hoping a lot of those people we already lost during Grom fights. Yeah.
They're dancing as friends, right? Yeah. So what's next week's episode?
Next week is Through the Looking-Glass Ruins.
Alice in Wonderland reference?
Curiouser and curiouser.
From what I know of Alice in the Looking Glass, that's what she used in the sequel to go back to Wonderland. So I'm wondering if this means that Luz possibly has found a way back to the human world. Or at least found, a series of portals that can lead to other lands.
I guess. Given that we were just hinted at something,
So yeah, the search continues for Luz to find a way home, and I feel like they might make significant progress in this, or at least get close to it. But we'll say that for next time. Until we, too, go through the Looking Glass, I'm Kat McBerry.
I'm Doug McBerry.
And be sure to like and subscribe for only $5.99 a month, and you'll get this special holistic book that'll cure your sinuses. And
the first book.
Only the first edition.
Book.
The second edition, that's $199 a month.
Treat your mama right.
Mamas.
There is no others.